There, in the car.
I want to get something here because I'm not sure what's going on. You're quoted in this article in the News Review saying Coos County about I just talked to Greg Zane, he's the sheriff of Coos County. Like him for over an hour. If you drive on one of the streets of Lakeside, about $160. So which is right? And you said it was.
We have the mayor of Lakeside sitting right here.
That'd be good.
So, number one, Lakeside is currently facing the same proposal. We had a town hall meeting about it, and most people there were in favor. I hear passionate opinions on both sides of the issue. Sure. All the time.
Sure.
But I do want to say, at this time, we do not allow ATVs on city streets of Lakeside at all.
Misinformation.
Let me tell you what I said to the newspapers. Teresa here, by any chance? Teresa's in the back. So Teresa works with the News Review. She's the lady that what I told her specifically, a proposal for Lakeside, that it's already legal in Lake County, in and around the area of Lakeview, and that Eugene is working on a proposal right now for Oak Ridge. Is that not what I said?
So that's a reporter's error, what she said.
That's
She wrote the article.
not the way I recall
It says you
it.
said.
I can go back.
She said that's not the way she remembers me saying it, but that's the fact of the situation. Whether I said it wrong or she listened to it wrong, I don't know, but that's the reality.
Oh, it's like Trump. It's like Trump. Yeah, it comes out of his mouth,
So
but
you're telling me that
that's not what he
every
said, or she
single
took it
newspaper
a different way.
follows 100%.
I missed that one.
The guy in the back, put your hand up. Let's go.
He's got his hand up.
My name's Brian. I own the Sportsman's
I
Cannery
missed you, I'll get you next.
in Winchester Bay, and I'm also a resident here. I've been here since 2008. I'm kind of on the fence on this thing, to be honest with you. I see potential for both sides. I have a couple questions that I think that nobody's really looking at. Okay, now the main thoroughfare down Beach Boulevard, where we have the car show, where all the classic cars are set up there. If quads and stuff are allowed to come into that thoroughfare, is that going to turn into a staging area where people with their side-by-sides can bring their trucks and trailers in and unload,
Leave their vehicles there.
leave their vehicles there during the day, ride out on the dunes, have a tailgate party, barbecue, that kind of thing? Normally, it gets filled up with boat trailers during the summertime, to certain months. Is this going to turn into where it is out at the staging area towards the dunes, where it's primarily, ATVs and stuff like that? If that's the case, then how can the younger people drive out there? Here's a family that comes in and they got a couple quads and this and that, and their kids, and they're staging here.
That's not
Is
true.
that, so that Beach Boulevard is definitely not gonna be a staging area. It's not for parking there. You're not allowed to park and unload and do any of that. The other thing is, it just seems like this whole thing is being poorly executed. If you really want to do this, I think you're going to need at least 10 or 12 more officers at the beginning.
All the time.
I was here in '08 when they did it for Dunes Fest. The park got hit by a couple dirt bikes going through there. There was people running up and down the street, riding wheelies. People were calling. People were complaining.
And then
Nothing
nobody
done
was
about it.
answering.
I
Nobody
just
was
don't
there.
see it being feasible at the proposed way that you're talking about it.
Okay, thank you. And you were next, Jim. Sorry, I skipped you last time, I apologize.
James
I got
Koenig,
too far out.
I've had I lived here full-time since '05. I'm not necessarily against the ATVs coming around if you have the proper regulations. The problem is, and I'm echoing with several people, enforcement. There aren't enough people to enforce it. You're not enforcing what's going on now with your 12, 15,000 pound trailers and trucks going down here speeding in a 25-mile zone with bicycles and pedestrians. It's completely ignored. And since that's the case, why do you want to expand it?
Okay, good points.
It's on
Eric?
the,
Go ahead, let someone else go first.
Well, both guys that raised their hand have already spoken more than once, so.
Chief over here.
One more if I might. The ATVs are running 24/7. Any time of night, and see all the lights all over the road at night too. The dust is so thick that, they see the beams of your headlights, and it's like a heavy fog down here at 8 o'clock in the evening.
Well, isn't that legal?
Yeah. Right,
Yeah.
yeah, 24 hours.
What's
It's
the
a health.
problem with that? It's legal. You can be on.
It's legal, but it's not fun.
But when you're down here with the camping area and where they can run alongside the road, you're breathing that dust. That's a health hazard in my mind.
Rockabilly Roasters. She's not there, she's in a bar
Hi, for
somewhere.
those that don't know me, I'm the Scott Anderson, I'm the fire chief here. I've been here
Oh,
since,
good.
or my family's been. Anyway, I've been responding here since 1990. I've hit every Dunes Fest. I'm not here to present a personal opinion. I'm coming forth with some concerns from a responder side of it. I want to talk to one of the situations that he was talking about with his bike. Those of you that don't know, the state of Oregon, if you have a street legal motorcycle, you can have it up to 99 decibels at 20 inches. Okay? So they're doing 93. Is that a good thing?
No.
No, Eric is right. 85 decibels starts having hearing problems. My concern is that I went online to do some research. And in less than 10 minutes, I found agencies like the Consumer Product Safety Commission, OSHA, National Safety Council, and the group that does most of the training, ATV Safety Institute Riders Guide, that are absolutely against riding on pavement. The vehicles are not made for it. But let me say one more thing. A lot of people are talking about the noise and the safety with the noise of people riding. I am not nearly as concerned, and this is a rule that if you're going to put one in to add, your motorcycle has mirrors, okay? ATVs do not. And if I'm coming up behind somebody
With all due respect, it's not law to have mirror on my bike. Because I've got two bikes, and
Right.
one of them doesn't have mirrors. So state something. I don't
stand
have
by,
my stuff.
stand by, okay?
Let him finish his thought.
Yeah.
We, I know if I'm coming up behind somebody, especially a motorcyclist, I always give them more room. It's harder for them to hear, harder for them to see. We have ATVs that we respond on the dunes. We have a UTV that we respond with on the dunes. And we put mirrors on them because our people cannot see without them. So that mirrors, appropriate tires, and more enforcement is kind of where our fire department's at. I have limited manpower, we're a volunteer department, and I don't want to be out on the road any more than the sheriff's office does doing a death investigation, which is going to take a lot of manpower and a lot of time. And all we need is one to really stress out the situation. I'm neither here nor there personally. I'm looking at the professional safety side of it because I got to put my people out. Every time that pager goes off, my people are at risk. And if they're going to have to work on a roadway, even in roadway here in Winchester Bay, with moving vehicles and like that, it's one more exposure. And like I said, if you would add mirrors, be a real nice thing.
Part-timer in Winchester Bay, my name is James Walker, and I have my list of questions. After listening to everyone, you've about covered everything, so I want to do a little summary. I think safety hasn't been covered in depth enough. Type of vehicle, how you need to get a license, not licensed, mirrors are not, paddle, wheels are not I don't have an ATV. I think they're too expensive. I have friends that have them. And frankly, I'm gonna get one because I have a place over here. And I even thought about giving grandkids, don't get caught, do it on the bridges. I mean, you know, we do break rules, and that'd be wrong. I thought about it, I probably wouldn't have done it. But if we do, we don't, this is what I think. I think noise pollution is big. I think we really need to think that through.
Sure.
I've been down here and 11 o'clock at night, and some yahoo on a motorcycle, and one of those bikes, you know, takes through there, and I go, what the heck? You know, and you get all of that going on, yeah, it's going to be disturbing residences, all right? I do think your access, if you do it, I'm not saying one way or the other, if you do it, I think it's well thought out. Other side of Beach Boulevard, away from the residences, I think that's good, all right? I think your times, you're way too liberal for your time. 7 o'clock in the morning, bedrock, that's going to help you, no one else, all right? He gets his business anyway, all right? 10 o'clock at night, out the bars, I don't need anybody else.
So what's the right time?
None.
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 8 to 9. 8 to 9 construction hours.
Fisherman hours and
None.
ATV hours are totally off. They just don't mix. We get up early, go to bed early. We get up later, they stay up later. And, not as many fishermen are out drinking and partying as ATV.
No, I get up late and I go to bed early, so, you know. I got a couple more.
Yeah, go ahead, finish up.
I think 15 miles an hour they got proposed is too fast. I would slow it down.
They got 25 mile an hour proposed,
25 on there, not 50.
which is higher than the speed limit right now.
Yeah. I propose 10. You've been on a little trail course that says 10, it's hard to drive 10 miles an hour. I mean, you have to really pull it back, and it does make things quieter if you go 10 miles an hour. So that's what I'm proposing. 10 o'clock a.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. is that no work. Compromise for me would be 9 to 9, not before 9. I mean, I don't like getting up, waking up before 8 o'clock, to be honest with you. I used to teach school, I hate to get up at 5:30, I did it for years. All right, one bathroom, 2 girls, but I won't do that. So 9 to 9 works for me, all right?
Doesn't work for
Just
me.
saying. Parking is another big issue. Beach Boulevard, no, don't unload out Beach Boulevard. I don't think that's gonna work. I think if they're gonna drive across the bridge, get here, I think they need to park at the patron that they're gonna go to. If they're gonna go to Bedrock, they did park in Bedrock Pizza Place, not out there at Beach Boulevard. Big RVs like to unload there, pull in, they need to have their space too. So, I'm just trying to find a compromise, and I'm giving my list. Licensed drivers, yes. Vehicles that can be checked and take a picture of, know the little stickers. Once you get a ticket, somehow the knuckleheads don't understand that until they get caught. And you guys, I see them racing through my place, I'm gonna take a picture. And if they don't like it, you can grab their gun, I got a gun, you know.
Great.
Okay, I think that's it, but since I got everybody's attention, I would like us to put pressure back on commissioners one of these days to expand, develop Winchester Bay, Beach Boulevard, the boardwalk, the docks. Make the docks look nice. We can get federal grant money. Look at Bandon. Who would go to Bandon other than the beaches? They have a beautiful dock, boardwalk. That's why people go. You want a nice business? Get yourself a nice boardwalk. And if nice people come with a lot of money, and they're not going to be drag racing around.
Yeah. They're going to be walking and spending money.
And I think Chris is the man who gets
We have no retail here either. You need retail.
Right.
I'm thankful for being here.
Thank you.
That's it.
So what I'm trying to do is avoid hearing from the same people 3 and 4 times without other people who have
I haven't
something to say, having the ability. So let me get some folks that haven't mentioned anything. Diana, you're next, and then you, sir.
Diana Larson, and I'm from Myrtle Creek, and I've I've been watching how these guys operate for 3 years, and I want to know that when you have the meeting to decide and shove this down their throat, whether they want it or not, are you going to have it here in Reedsport where people can attend and give their public input for whatever it's worth? Or are you going to have it in Roseburg without the live feed being hooked up?
If we have a meeting that's a public meeting to discuss this topic, we'll have it here. We've had several of them here, no problem with that. Sir?
Hi, my name's Brad Keeson. I live over by Roseburg in the rural area, and I've been coming over here riding for years. My wife and I enjoy side-by-side. We're retired. We go to a lot of western states, ride on the streets. Still seems strange to ride down the road because we're doing something wrong. So I'm doing that. I know the state is moving this direction, like I've heard. I think that's a good starting outline there from what we've had to do in other areas to ride. Most riders don't mind conforming to the rules like you would any other motor vehicle. We're going to get along with people. There's probably more common ground here in this group than we all want to admit to right now. There's ways to make this work. Detroit, and you mentioned Lakeview, I think it was, they're implementing this. Probably because they've been through this stage here. They've had trials. So this is something maybe the county could check and see just where they're at, how it's worked for them, what will work and what won't work. And like I say, some of us might have to modify our vehicles. I think the state of Oregon would probably head towards actual license plates because
They want the money?
if they're going to license kayaks and other tubes, I guess they probably would have to take money from others either. So that makes sense to me. And like I said, I think I'm glad that you are putting the time for this discussion. I'm not counting on it happening or not happening. I think it's something we'll have to work towards and make work out. I think it's probably a good thing in the long run. I think that it could probably eventually have some type of law to state laws for certain
Ma'am?
I'd like to say something as far as a business owner. This is something that I contemplated when I first opened my business. A car and paying all the insurance and doing all that stuff. A golf cart is plenty fine to be able to go deliver to the RV resorts or up to, over the Shady Cove or whatever. And so as far as being able to use an ATV to go from here to there would benefit me as a business, because now I can deliver. Somebody over here that doesn't necessarily want to leave their campsite, hey, I need a cheeseburger and a family pack for my family so we can sit here and hang out by the campfire. So that's what I'm looking at. And to go from like my house to my business and not have to worry about a car. You know, yes, we don't like it and all that stuff, but I think it'll just be, it'll benefit the community because there are a lot of
Okay. So, real quick again, I'm looking for folks who haven't got a chance to speak yet. So, ma'am?
Okay, I'm Debbie McKinney, and I experienced Dune Fest in 2008 too, and they didn't follow the rules. I see a lot of them have that crowd that will not follow the rules. Someone mentioned about taking a camera and snapping a picture. Well, some of us aren't like 16, don't carry our cameras always in our hands to take a picture all the time, and by that time, they're long gone. So what happens too is when they hit you, then, and they don't have insurance, because those are the people that aren't going to follow the rules, so they're not going to have insurance.
Right.
That's going to go on your insurance, on your uninsured motorist. That's going to go on your record for 5 years. Most all auto carriers and now are going 5 years for your record. Have that more of an exposure than you normally would in driving just on the road. So why would you want to put that back on us? And I look at it that going to different businesses and they can really buy a lot of stuff and bring it back, but how much can one ATV guy carry on this ATV? And I think it's so concerned